So a poll just came out and it showed that almost 80% of Americans polled want to see the Affordable Care Act tax credits extended. This is something that makes healthcare more affordable, especially for the self-employed and those at lower income levels as well. But also the Affordable Care Act, as many know, it actually prevented you from being discriminated against for having a pre-existing condition. Formerly, that was the case. They could discriminate against you for having diabetes or something else. Anything, really. Another interesting fact about this poll from KFF was they found that out of the Republicans that were polled, they found that 57% who identified themselves as Donald Trump supporting MAGA Republicans wanted to see these tax credits extended. So I guess we're going to find out how much these voters are going to be represented when we find out if these tax credits for the Affordable Care Act will be extended. What do you think? Do you want to see these Affordable Care Act tax credits get extended, or do you care? Now, another factor in this is the Medicaid cuts. If we want to consider that hospitals depend heavily on Medicaid funding, if they're not going to be compensated at the same amount of money, hospitals are set to close in some areas. Not only this, if they don't close, they may have to raise their prices just to stay open if Medicaid cuts go through and continue to go through. And what that means is if they depend on that Medicaid funding, as most hospitals do, they will have to raise prices on their services at that hospital in order to make up for those cuts to their funding. Now, what does that mean for you? Even if you're not part of the healthcare marketplace, that means that these hospitals are likely to have to raise their prices. The health insurance companies are going to have to pay higher prices if the hospitals raise their prices because they have to pay the bill. And then what happens there? Well, those health insurance companies, are they going to lose that money? No, they're going to have to find a way to get their profits back. And how will they do that? Well, they only have a couple options. One of them is increasing denials. Another way to retain more profit is to raise health insurance prices. What do you think?